In Seattle, Heather Woodland is lured into a test drive of an orange Datsun Z car by Z for Sale, whom she met online. During the test drive, Z for Sale's behavior becomes erratic and Heather attempts to escape, but she is kidnapped. The Behavioral Analysis Unit, BAU, is called in to assist with the case, as Heather's disappearance is linked to the Seattle Strangler, an unsub known for kidnapping, raping, and killing victims and leaving their bodies in the open. Back in Seattle, Reid and Hotchner visit Heather's home, where her dog's distress further confirms that something is amiss. At the Seattle FBI offices, the BAU begins developing a profile of the unsub, believing him to be a white male in his late 20s with a history of petty crime and auto theft, as well as sexual inadequacy stemming from a childhood trauma. The BAU investigates a house linked to Heather Woodland's kidnapping after Agent L, house sitting next door, reports an open door and broken lights. Inside, they subdue Richard Slessman and another woman. Agent Hotchner, on scene, learns from Agent L that Slessman is likely an anger-excitement rapist who holds victims for a couple of days, recording them. Garcia discovers Slessman's prior connection to 1488 fires. Gideon suspects a security officer named Timothy Vogel may be involved. A search of Slessman's house reveals a wiped computer in the attic, suggesting its use for surveillance. While trying to crack the password, they find a newspaper article about an explosion that killed 6 people. Hotchner interviews Slessman, who expresses admiration for Hotchner's work but denies knowing Heather's location. Slessman references a past case of Hotchner's involving multiple personalities, revealing intimate knowledge of Hotchner's personal life and causing Hotchner to cut the interview short due to a conflict in the profile. The team realizes Slessman's knowledge of CPR indicates a second killer with different behaviors. The team investigates Slessman's connections. Morgan finds prescription drugs and CDs that help Slessman sleep. Hotchner and Jarrow visit the prison where Slessman was incarcerated and discover that he was befriended and protected by an inmate. Hotchner learns that Vogel is dead, having died in a car accident 2 months prior. Rossi discovers that the inmate's name was Timothy Vogel, providing leverage. Gideon manipulates the environment of the interrogation room to unnerve Slessman. Hotchner confronts Slessman with information about Timothy Vogel. Meanwhile, Reid and Morgan finally crack the password on Slessman's laptop by entering Enter Sandman as the password. Reid uses a Metallica CD to bypass a Deadbolt defense computer system, discovering the password is Enter Sandman. Gideon speaks to Timothy Vogel, reminding him of Vogel's past protection of Gideon in prison. Agents L and Hutch, tailing an orange Datsun, decide to pull it over because the driver is acting unnerved. Slessman reveals that Vogel borrowed his Dodge Dakota truck. Morgan and Reid scan webcam images from Vogel's laptop, discovering they are of a ship, and Hotchner realizes Heather is still alive and likely on a dock. Garcia pinpoints the location to the LA shipyard, where agents rush to. At the shipyard, one of the agents finds Heather trapped in a cage. Vogel appears with a gun and holds Heather hostage on a boat. Agent L, seeing the immediate danger, disobeys orders and engages Vogel, shooting him to save Heather. Later, on a plane with Slessman, Hotchner rationalizes the day's events by finding solace in the fact that Heather was saved. Finally, the scene cuts to an unknown man purchasing something at a store covered with photos of faces, hinting at a new threat.